What's up, everybody? We're out here today on the maiden voyage of the new motovlogging setup. This isn't gonna work. I've got to move these a little bit because my phone is hitting the mount here. There's just not a lot of space up here, especially with these big Option 719 beautiful reservoir covers. I mean, they're gorgeous, yes, but they take up a lot of space. And what they did was they moved the mirrors to the ends, so the bolt that I had planned on using for my little ball mount that would have been somewhere in this area doesn't exist. So that plan was foiled, but we did find a place to put it. It just needs to be adjusted so that my phone, that's now all moved all the way over, you can probably see how uneven it is. That's gonna bug me. It's also gonna bug me that this phone is probably gonna be vibrating up against this mount. So growing pains, you know, you get new stuff and all that stuff seems great and everything seems hunky-dory. That's an old term. No one uses that word anymore. But really, we're just trying to get out. We're trying to accomplish two things right now. We're testing out the new setup here, the new motovlogging setup, and we're also just getting the bike out and riding it and breaking the engine in, which means we have to vary the RPM as we ride. We don't want to stay in like 2,500, 3,500 RPM for too long, and that's how I was told to break in the engine, and we're taking it in for its first service next week, and I would like it to be properly broken in, and then we get our first service oil change, and hopefully get a clean bill of health so we can really start riding this thing. We can try out cruise control, which they've obviously said not to use because you would end up in the same rev range for a long time. So yeah, lots of things hopefully we're accomplishing in this video. Hopefully this mic works because now this is my old helmet. Hopefully if you haven't already seen the video with the new lid, I'll put a link here on the screen for you so you can go check that video out. So yeah, we got a new helmet. We've got some new gear. I don't just have my old helmet on, I have got my old gloves on. These are discontinued, but you can watch a review video of them, and if maybe you can find them at a clearance somewhere, you can check them out. I think these are the Dune gloves by Revit. I've loved these gloves, and I really only got a new pair because I have a hard time finding gloves that fit me well. And so if I find a pair of gloves that fits me well and they're not super expensive, usually I'll pick them up, especially if they're kind of in a neutral color. So anyway, all stuff that you guys don't need to know, but really this is just kind of one of those rides where we're trying to limit the rev range and just get some miles on the bike, and also test up the new setup. Test out the new setup. When was the last time you guys tested up something? Yeah, absolutely loving this bike. I've only had this bike for 3 days now, actually 2 whole days now, and it's one of those things, right, in life when you get a new toy, when you get something new, and it's exciting, right, and you want it to take it out and play with it all the time. But yes, when you get something new, it's new and exciting, and yeah, basically at lunch breaks, every chance that I've gotten to take the bike out, I've done it, because man, this is a fun bike to ride. And if we're being honest, the last 2 motorcycles that I had, the Eldorado, not that I didn't want to take it out all the time, but the Eldorado, and you guys can say whatever you want about that, but it's my life and my choices. But the Eldorado for me was like one of those things, like a trophy that I just wanted to hang up on the wall, and I didn't want to mess with. I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to, you know, it was a comfortable bike, but it was too big to just pull out of the garage to go for a ride whenever I wanted to. And really, I did end up upgrading in a sense that I got a lighter motorcycle in the Multistrada, right? It weighs 150 pounds less than the Eldorado, And yes, easier to maneuver. It was taller, so I could like put the bike on my hip as I moved it out of the garage. But still, it's something to. It was unwieldy because of its height, and I, as a shorter person, it was a fun experiment. It really was, and I enjoyed my time with the Multistrada. We still have it. We're gonna probably shoot more videos on the Multistrada before we get rid of it, unless somebody watching this video, which there's no way that the bike, there's no way. I've got a bunch of video content ready to push out, to push out. Gosh, I'm not a drug dealer. I got a bunch of videos already ready to publish, scheduled to publish. So unless this video preempts one of those videos, which I doubt it'll do, then the Multistrada, I'm hoping, will have sold already. I guess the worry, it's not necessarily a worry, but it's kind of like a concern that the Multistrada doesn't sell before the weather starts getting worse. And here in Northern California, we had pretty good weather all the way through mid-November. Then it starts getting rainy. And really, it's just a kind of a wild card of how much rain there will be. But it'll just all depend. And so we've got like a couple months, essentially, to sell the Multistrada, which I think we can do. It's you know, I'm not asking an unreasonable price, and I'm willing to negotiate. So if by chance this video is still up, I will have a link in the description to my listing, but I doubt it. You missed out, because it was in great shape, and it's a fun bike, especially if you're like over 6 feet tall, an even more fun bike. But when you're 5'6" like me, your choices are limited to bikes where you'll feel comfortable just like going out for a quick ride, where it becomes more of a chore. Honestly, like if I took the time to go out on longer rides, which I just don't have, it's one of those things where I would love to go out on longer rides all the time. And this is another reason why we're getting rid of it, is that the hope and the dream for the Multistrada was to go out on longer trips. And I know I've only had it for 6 months, but you know, when I look and I look at my schedule over the next year and a half, it's just not going to happen. And I would hate to have a bike like that just sits, doesn't get ridden, and where there's somebody out there that could make better use of it for me, or for it. And when there was an opportunity, and I'll have a link to the video when we picked this bike up and why we picked it up, there was an opportunity for me to get this bike. And this bike is somewhat of a dream bike for me. And I know I've already said in past videos, but I didn't realize that I had test ridden the R9T, some iteration of the R9T, 4 times. There's no other bike on all of the test rides that I've done. There's no other motorcycle that I've ridden or tried that many times. And I think subconsciously I was just like, oh, the R9T is available to test ride, I'm gonna go ride it. And so there we were, loving a motorcycle, and really what it boiled down to was I just couldn't, there was never the right timing, A, and B, mostly it had more to do with the price. Price always just fell out of my reach, just barely. It was always just barely, because when I would find one that was within my price range, it had too many miles on it. It was too old, and so like this was the perfect opportunity. And I told myself, when I saw this bike for sale, or going on sale, like a what do you call it, dealer special or whatever it might be, I was like, okay, if it goes down just a little bit more, I am gonna find a way to buy that bike. And it did, and I did, and here we are. But yeah, we're just taking this ride around the neighborhood to break the bike in. Should not be staying in the rear range. Should also be careful, because it's after work and people are out, and so are the police. I have not done a motovlog style video in a long time. I hope that the mic works. This is just a mic that I had laying around. I don't usually have 2 motovlogging setups at the same time. Also, this helmet's getting new padding. I've had this helmet for like 4 years, and the pad, I've discovered before I got my new helmet that the noise level on my videos was just bad. And I couldn't figure it out what it was. I tried to put a new windscreen on it. We moved the location, but it's the padding in this helmet has just gotten so worn in, and there's just not a very thin not a very thick barrier between the microphone and the outside. So really, hopefully, even this isn't too loud for or too much wind noise for this video. But yeah, we haven't done motovlogging. I haven't just gone out with y'all for a ride in probably years. So I kind of hope that this video, that the mic works, and that this video sees the light of day. I can't tell you how many videos I've made over the years that I go out on the bike, I record a motovlog, and for one reason or another, it just never sees the light of day. And I crossing my fingers here, hoping that this one does, because it's just been a while. So what have y'all been up to? What's new in your guys' lives? There are people who used to watch my motovlogs pretty frequently and would comment very frequently. I miss that. It's one of those one of those things. How many times have I said one of those things? Let's go back and count. But it really is one of those things where I got so busy that the only time that I found to make a new video was when I was going out test riding, or going to an event, or buying new gear, something that I knew people would want to watch. And so I just haven't been making content like that, and that's how I started. We have 10,000 subscribers. I still need to make a celebration for my 10,000 subscriber video, because I feel like we used to do those when we would hit milestones, and 10,000, in my opinion, it's been a milestone that I kind of thought, if I ever hit 10,000, I feel like I made it. Because when I started this channel, it was just a channel that I would be doing this. I would be riding around and talking to the camera and about just whatever. And so to make this video for you guys, hopefully you've enjoyed coming along for the ride. Hopefully this video sees the light of day. Again, I would love to hear in the comments how many of you have been around the channel for a long time. Maybe you came back because you saw that this is just nonsense and you're like, I can get down with that. So I appreciate each and every one of you, whether this is your first time here on the channel. If it is, welcome. I like to affectionately call all of you T.O.Gs, that one guy supporters, that one guy subscribers. So I appreciate each and every one of you. This has been fun. I'm so excited to have the R12, and so excited just to get out and ride like this. And I think maybe, knock on wood, we get out and do these motovlogs more often, because I will just be going out for rides, because it's so easy to pull a small bike out of the garage, to ride around and press record. So guys, if you like this video, if you enjoyed yourselves, please hit that thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Everybody, if you're out there riding, please be safe, be kind to one another. My name is Eric, I'm that one guy, and I am out.